Hey everyone, this is Ken. Just a quick update. Since recording this episode, Play Pokemon has actually canceled their entire 2020 Championship Series. In the middle of the episode, we kind of talk about the delays and postponements that they had, but since recording, the whole season is canceled. So with that being said, enjoy the episode. What's going on, Pokemon trainers? Welcome to episode 87 of Gotta Watch 'Em All, the podcast bringing together trainers from every corner of Pokemon fandom before watching along with an episode of Pokemon the series, starting all the way back at episode 1. But today, we're going to be watching episode 87, Shell Shock. Gotta Watch 'Em All is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Sunday, March 29th, 2020. I'm one of your hosts, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle.
As
Adam,
always, I'm
hi.
here.
How are you?
I'm doing
What's
awesome.
going on?
Doing good.
How's that quarantine life?
It's not fun. Not fun at all.
How far? What are we, like a solid 2 weeks into this now?
Yep.
With real restrictions and stuff, and
Yeah.
and New Jersey's getting real strict, man. People are not listening. They're like still breaking up like parties and weddings, and the National Guard's going to be here any day. It's like people are silly.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot
protocol.
There's a lot of people still out, and it's like, I go out to get a few things, but I'm like, I've got my Lysol wipe in one hand, and I'm like, all right, gotta wipe that down before I touch it. Get those few things.
Yeah.
I like pretty much hold my breath like the entire time I'm in the store, breathing through my nose as slowly and as much as I need to. It's scary out there.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, and I've been going out every day just for walks and stuff, and fortunately I'm by the beach, so I can walk on the beach and keep 500, 1,000 feet between the next person, so it's wide open. But I did have to go to the store today, and at least the stores by me are keeping pretty strict things like making sure that people line up outside 6 feet apart. They're only letting 30 people into the store at a time. So at least they're taking precautions. But, I see some of the stuff on the news in some of these states, Florida, with the beaches were packed, and, they're still, like I said, breaking up weddings and parties in certain parts of Monmouth County here in New Jersey. And it's like, what? Why? It's crazy. All right, well, today we got a lot of stuff to talk about on the show, including how COVID-19 has actually impacted Play Pokemon and Pokemon GO. We're going to recap what the schedule looks like for Play Pokemon and the things that Niantic has kind of done in Pokemon GO to adapt this outdoor exploration game to a stay-at-home kind of thing. And they've made some pretty significant strides, and it's really paying off for them. So we'll recap all of that. We had a surprise Nintendo Direct Mini a couple days ago on the 26th, which, among other things, showed some footage from the Isle of Armor for Sword and Shield. We're going to give our hot takes on that. Are Evolution Pokemon dead in the TCG? Pokemon.com put out a really cool article, and Adam will walk us through the Galarian Obstagoon deck that is featured in this article, talking about a deck that actually uses evolutions, which you don't see too much anymore because of tag teams and V cards. So we'll run through that. We had a massive t-shirt and jewelry drop actually on Pokemon Center, so we'll try not to spend too much money there. Twilight Wings Episode 3 has been released, and we'll discuss our thoughts on the story thus far. And then finally, we'll do our watch-along with Pokemon the Series, Episode 87, Shell Shock. All right, Adam, you kind of alluded to this a little bit last week. We really didn't know what was going on besides cancellations, but now Pokemon.com put out an article kind of detailing the real effect of COVID-19 on Play Pokemon events. Why don't you run us through what we can expect for the season so far?
All Play Pokemon sanction events have been essentially halted until May 14th. In North America, Latin America, South America, Oceania, South Africa, and Europe, those have all been canceled. Anything that had been planned This includes all the regional championships, special events, league challenges, league cups, premier challenges, mid-season showdowns, and pre-release tournaments. And that's Rebel Clash. So anything that was planned kind of has to be just put on the back burner. And so even if your local event or your local, tournament place was holding a tournament and they were like, come on, everybody come in, you'd get no championship points because they're not going to be awarded during this time. They're going to have to. This is huge.
Wild.
This is effectively a month's worth, if not more, of championship points, regional championships, etc., like points that people are missing out on. So if they
they're going to have to do
because
something
if Worlds
major
is going to be the same date in August, they're going to have to lower the points to get into Worlds.
Right. Because missing one regional alone could be the difference between getting enough points or not. So
exactly.
It's going to be interesting. They're definitely going to have to lower it, but who knows how long this is really going to go. The president talked today and was saying that April 30th is the next kind of benchmark date to continue this kind of stay-at-home order type thing. So we know that the whole month of April is going to be shot in terms of all of that. And I'm, personally, I see this, I just see this going much longer. So it'll be very interesting to see how the entertainment business and industry kind of manages and fares as we go forward, because, things like sporting events, movie theaters, things like that require gatherings in public places. I just don't see it, And when it comes to gaming conventions or tournaments, it's no different. Hundreds, thousands of people in one spot. It's, our lives are going to be changed forever. And, unfortunately, some of this entertainment-based stuff is going to be in the forefront of things that are going to, go by the wayside. We'll have to see what happens. It's wild. But
yeah, and I know that Play Pokemon, they actually implemented new rules to the TCG and VGC. It's like, I don't remember them all, but basically the main one is no food and drink in the play area, which is like should be like a no-brainer, but there's no, like, you can't have that. It's banned.
It's always been a pet peeve of mine, even at like the small local tournament level. Like a lot of local tournament shops and things like that, they thrive on selling food and snacks and things like that, but it would, it would just make my like eyelid twitch when I'm playing and someone's got like, a bag of chips and like a monster sitting on the table, and it's like, please don't knock over, please,
right?
But yeah,
and I think it has to do with
change,
like,
man.
Somebody sharing food, or you know what I mean, like hands touching face type thing.
Sure.
And I know at the beginning they kind of implemented like, it's not a requirement any longer to like shake your opponent's hand. Just try to help, but like clearly that wasn't working. So
yeah, it's pretty wild. And Pokemon Go is no different, man. There's a lot of changes that Niantic has done. And on the Lured Up side, our Pokemon Go podcast, Adam and I, we both work directly with Niantic in regards to, communicating news and events and everything to the community. So we get to see firsthand how crazy they've been through all of this. Now, the Niantic office is in San Francisco. San Francisco specifically was kind of at the forefront of shutting down in the country. They were one of the first areas that said, we're closing up shop. So the Niantic crew right now is all working remotely from home. That's a challenge within itself. And then you have all these new events and all these things happening in the game, that the game is a live game, so you can't stop this stuff. You just have to adapt. So we've got a lot of updates here that I'll run through. This is going to be coming from Niantic.helpshift.com. This is their support website.
Yeah, really quickly, just they have done an amazing job. I was sitting at my house today, and after yesterday's Safari Zone event, where I used up all my balls, basically, to be able to just open up all the gifts and just be almost guaranteed that I was going to get some form of Pokeballs, and just watch my Pokeballs go from like 1 to over 100. Like, thank you guys. Just Niantic, you guys are doing the right thing, and I appreciate it. And I'm sure hundreds and thousands of millions of other players do appreciate it too.
Yeah, they've really done a lot, and I'm going to recap this stuff here. So I think we talked about this in the last episode, or maybe even 2 weeks ago, but the Safari Zone events that were supposed to be happening all postponed. St. Louis, which was this weekend, should have been happening today even, postponed, as well as Liverpool and Philadelphia. So the April and May Safari Zones, respectively, all postponed. Tuesday and Thursday Mystery Hour, Spotlight Hour, those little mini events, those are still going on as planned. Now, we got to remember, with a live game like this, it's not like you could do a complete shutdown. So things that can be played from home, things that can be, enjoyed solo, they're kind of keeping those things alive. So Tuesday Spotlight Hour, Thursday Mystery Bonus Hour, still on as announced. Wednesday Raid Hour, though, canceled until further notice. We were supposed to be having the Lugia Special Raid Weekend, canceled. Cobalion, who was the existing raid boss, extended through the end of the month. So no Lugia, but Cobalion is staying in raids and in Go Battle League rewards through the 31st. No new EX raid invites are getting sent out. And then to make things easier at home, all eggs are hatching at half distance. And like Adam was saying, gifts will drop more often from stops and include more Pokeballs. So I believe the Pokeballs come in 5 Pokeball packets, and you can get up to 2 packets per gift. So you can actually get 10 Pokeballs in a single gift. And they even increase the gift count. So rather than holding 10 and opening 20, you could now hold 20 and open 30. So if you open 30 and get 10 balls in 30 gifts, you can get 300 balls. So that's a huge, huge difference. And like Adam was saying, I mean, it's a game changer when it comes to being able to play from home.
Yeah, and my son, whose account basically, like, it's based on Wi-Fi, so he doesn't. It's basically up to me when we go out if I stop and like can connect and be able to spin stops and allow him to have Pokeballs so he can catch stuff. And he's just been catching stuff nonstop, so it's been fantastic.
Yeah, they've done a great job. Go Battle League. I mean, we're in the throes of season 1 right now. We just switched over to the Ultra League, and they made some significant changes there. The walking and Pokecoin requirements to do battles, that has been removed, but we know that's going to come back on April 13th. So enjoy it while you can, where you don't have to walk, because you can stack all your battles and get 25 battles in a day without having to do anything or pay anything. So that's really cool. And then through May 1st, this is going to be the end of season 1, you can battle remotely with good friends. Only 1 day's worth of friend interaction, and you can battle remotely. This is massive. This has also played a significant toll in crushing the Niantic servers and has made Go Battle League very difficult and very unstable for many, many trainers, because there's just so many people playing right now, because the friendship level requirement is down and the walking requirement is gone. So I'm sure they put these end dates in place because they need to kind of bring stability back to Go Battle League, because it's just been, I haven't had too many issues with it, but, I see the videos every day on social media of people just stonewall, nothing. They just can't move. Everything's frozen. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm playing on 2 different devices. So, I mean, like watching my son battle, he's on the iPhone 5S and I'm on the iPhone 8, and just like watching us, like when we battle, and it's just like weak connection for him. And then me, it's like, oh, it's fine. But then like 2 games later, like I'll have weak connection and like I'll see the spinning Pokeball on his, and it's like, oh man.
Yeah, the servers they must be taking a beating, and especially too on top of just these requirements. I mean, everybody's home.
Yes.
So everybody, there's more people playing, and it's wild. It's wild. Pokemon encounters and habitats have been increased. So again, to help you be able to play from home, there's more spawn points, there's more habitats, there's more Pokemon. And then they have these 1 Pokecoin specials in the shop that are going to be rotating every week. We currently have a 30 incense bundle for 1 Pokecoin and a 100 Pokeball bundle for 1 Pokecoin. These are going to both be updating on March 30th, but all this stuff to kind of promote this individualized gameplay from home. it's they've done an amazing job. Pokemon Go Hub put out an article that revenue was actually up for Niantic this week. So the people are playing. They still want their Pokemon Go. It's part of their life. It's part of their culture. So they're not slowing down. And all the hard work that Niantic has put in to kind of adapt and change the game has paid off for them. So kudos to Niantic, and just take advantage of this stuff while you can, because it's not going to be around forever.
Yes.
And, we'll have to see.
It's basically like
pretty
free
wild.
incense and free Pokeballs. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Like, even my son doesn't play Pokemon Go really that much at all anymore. I was like, dude, you just got to log in and take advantage of this. And he's like, 30 incense. Heck yeah. Like, that'll last him like months.
Yep.
I think I'm down to, I had like maybe a dozen incense in my inventory. Then I bought the 30. I think I'm down to like 7 or 8 left. So I've been using them.
I still have, I think, 30.
And,
I think I have been using
nice.
whatever
That's
my
nice.
incense were before I got that box. So
yeah, we had the Safari Zone localized spawns this weekend because of the postponement, and we had an 8-hour-long incense. So for the whole event, I only had to use one incense. Right? It was amazing. It was wild. So if you want to hear complete details on Pokemon Go and everything that's going on there, make sure you check out our other show, Lured Up. Check out luredup.com and subscribe to that show, because we dig into all this stuff in significant detail. We hope to see you over there. All right, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but there was a Nintendo Direct Mini that dropped on the 26th. This is coming from the official Nintendo YouTube channel. I think the whole thing was like 28, 29 minutes long, but at the 25-minute mark, the last thing they showed in the Direct was some Isle of Armor gameplay, and it looked phenomenal. It shows an island that's to the east of the mainland Galar. They show Master Mustard in his dojo with Kubfu, and it says, you're going to start training with Master Mustard, you get your Kubfu, and they explain that you're going to need to challenge the Towers of Two Fists. So this is kind of like this dual challenge thing where you have to choose one or the other. You can either choose the Tower of Darkness or the Tower of Waters. And when you do this challenge, you only go in with Kubfu. So it's kind of this, one trainer enters, one Pokemon enters, and like when you complete it, your Kubfu will evolve to Urshifu. And that's when you have to kind of make this decision here, which way you want to go. If you choose the Darkness route, you're going to get that single strike style Urshifu. If you choose the Waters, you're going to get rapid strike style Urshifu. So you kind of have to make that decision. But this looked really cool. I like the Battle Tower style thing. I just hope I hope there's a little bit more to it than just the regular Battle Tower thing, like, someone at a desk and you go up and say, okay, I'll do level 6 now. Now I'll do level 7. Like, I hope there's a little bit more narrative to it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I like that it's, just you and Kubfu. It kind of will build that bond between you two. And you got to remember, Kubfu is a legendary Pokemon. So that's why they're giving so much attention to it, which is
in
cool.
the Direct, when they actually show like Mustard like holding his hands up and Kubfu like vigorously punching his hands, that was
so
super
cool,
cute.
right? Yeah. Kubfu design is amazing,
yes.
And I love that. We always talk about the cutesy kind of mythicals, Victini, Celebi, Mew, and then you had like the Sword and Shield, legendaries and everything like that were really tough looking, and even Eternatus. And then Urshifu is like this super mean, awesome, very aggressive looking Pokemon. So I love that juxtaposition between the two, because when it's Kubfu, it's the cutest little thing, but it still looks like it could whip your butt. But then when Urshifu comes out, it's like you do not want to see Urshifu in like a dark alley, because it's pretty scary.
I don't know if I want to see Urshifu at all.
Adam, you like the next thing they showed here, the Gmax forms of the evolutions for the starters, right? You saw this?
Yes. Oh my goodness. My favorite is Inteleon, when he is basically a water spout comes up and it's super, super high up in the air. And then he's just kind of like chilling out, like, hey, check me out, ladies. But he has like a water stick, and he like points it as if he was a sniper from a high point. And the only thing that comes to mind is like from Overwatch, Widowmaker, where she's like, one shot, one kill. And I'm like, That's totally Inteleon right now.
The animation looks amazing. So that move is called Hydro Snipe. It looks really, really cool. I think they say it's like a 130-foot water spout tower it sits on top of. Cinderace, ultra non-creative name. The Fireball, G-Max Fireball is the name of the attack, but it pretty much makes this giant fireball that's like
a rabbit's head. It's kind of
twice
lame.
the size of Cinderace.
It's kind of lame.
And it just kicks it just like it normally did. And then Rillaboom
is going to a Metallica concert.
Drum solo. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Bust the drum set out, starts banging on the drum set, and all these roots come up from the ground and do this attack. So that's really cool. All of these moves, ignore opponent abilities. Pretty cool. We had Dynamax forms and moves and stuff, but now we have the actual G-Max forms and moves, which is exciting. They also announced some new avatar items, outfits and such. Also new league card backgrounds. So if you're into that kind of customization thing, there's a whole bunch of new decorations there. They did say that the Isle of Armor will be available in the end of June. No exact date, but it will be here at the end of June. And there's an early purchase bonus. You get a complete outfit if you purchase by August 31st. And then finally, they announced this at the very end. They said, starting now, you have a higher chance to encounter in max raid battles Caporaja and Duraludon in Sword, and Garbodor and Charizard in Shield. So they packed a ton of information into like this little bite-sized 3-minute thing at the end of the mini direct. Very, very cool. Really exciting that they're, continuing to push this, and it's going to be a whole year's worth of content, which is phenomenal. And, we'll have to see, I can't imagine them releasing another version of the game after both of these DLCs come out. So it's interesting. It's going to be cool to see how this, actually rolls out.
And here
after,
I am.
You're not even done yet, right?
I'm not even done yet. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna jump back into it, and I just went back to max raid battles. I just keep going back. There's nothing
wrong with that.
I know, but I'm
There's nothing wrong with that.
I didn't finish the story.
Yeah,
Everybody's like, I
fine.
hate you. You need to finish the story. The sad part is like, I just don't know half the names of half of them. So.
What, the Gen 8 Pokemon?
Yeah, like the new ones. But yeah, let's talk about some jewelry.
Yeah, why don't you walk us through what's available in the Pokemon Center right now, because this was a massive, massive update, and I will be. I think it was just last episode. I'm like, yeah, I haven't bought anything since Halloween. I've been so good, and then they drop this, and it's like, I got like $150 worth of stuff in my cart right now, just like waiting to go.
You gotta wait for that free shipping. No, I'm just kidding. It's like, yeah.
There is free shipping right now. If you spend $50.
So we have earrings, necklaces, rings, and bracelets. And they're all in Eevee or Pikachu themed. There's like a double layered necklace that has Eevee in its evolutions. So it's got like a silhouette cutout of like Leafeon, and then it's got like a green stone with it. And I emphasize the stone, because it's just a cubic zirconia. And most of these are...
This stuff isn't cheap.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap,
but
though.
it is set in silver. So like that doesn't make me more excited.
Well, it's not costume jewelry. You know what I mean?
Right,
like
right.
They're like $100 pieces. They're still nice, but...
But do these come with protection plans? That's what I need to know. Because
Adam works in retail, jewelry retail.
Right, and it's like if I can't get this fixed, because I just see a major, like, from a how does this work standpoint, there's a Pikachu and Eevee ring that have tails that are attached. Now these tails are kind of loose. They are, you can flip it forward, you can flip it backwards, so it's kind of like on your ring finger, but it's the tail's sitting down towards your knuckle. And I mean, I don't know how that's supposed to, like if you get that, if you're like laying down or your hands off the bed or something and you move really fast, that's just going to like snap right off. So, I mean, as far as design wise, like, I don't think that that's a good design in my professional opinion.
It's, it's definitely not your everyday kind of wear type of jewelry. This is definitely like very, very specific, wearing it with purpose, not your everyday stuff.
Yeah.
But
and like even
I like that
even
they're
the
putting out
earrings,
higher end stuff though.
Yeah, I mean even the earrings, like they have a different class than I've ever seen. What is cool though is they have several pieces that are a nod to Detective Pikachu. They have a necklace that's his tail, but the end of it is a circle, which is basically his magnifying glass. But those are, I believe, 24 karat plated. Let me see. Yes, 24 karat gold plated. And so, like, that's cool. But again, it's plated, so it's. I have.
Yeah, but I mean, even and what are they? $100, right?
Yeah.
So, but could they even release something at a higher price point? Like, I can't imagine them putting something out that's more expensive than that, though. Like, what are they going to do? Have a $200 piece of jewelry? You know what I'm saying? Like, $100 is probably the cap, if that. They're cool though. They're cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then if you get the EV tail ring, you can also get the EV tail bangle for $170.
I like that though.
I don't know.
Super cute. Well, because that's that's almost like two pieces.
Yeah, and then they came out with a bunch of new T-shirts. There's these new Lugia ones that look like the video game. Kind of, it's got like a shadow, like silhouette of it. But my favorite
it's
one,
in my cart.
My favorite one, and this is like a throwback to like my skateboard shirts or my Hot Topic band tees, where you've got the 3 Kanto starters, and they're all kind of like down to the bottom left of your T-shirt, kind of almost wrapping around your side. I don't know. It just looks so cool. I'm such a fan.
I think I have 6 or 7 shirts in my cart right now. I have the Lugia shirt, and what else is cool too is they're like relaxed fit T-shirts, and I've bought relaxed fit T-shirts from Pokemon Center before, and they're really high quality, and the fit is awesome. The cut is really comfortable. But there's this red Magikarp T-shirt, which is amazing. I have that one. There's a really awesome looking Gyarados T-shirt. There's a ton. There's a lot of designs, men, women's, youth. Really, really cool. Sometimes when they come out with clothing, they'll release maybe 2 or 3 designs and you have a couple different cuts. This is probably 20 different T-shirts or something like that. So it's a significant drop. I really like it. And like I said last week, I haven't spent money, but that's going to be changing because I'm due to re-up on the T-shirt game. And I'm a T-shirt kind of guy, so I rock T-shirts all the time. I'm a graphic tee guy, so it's like, all right, that's it. I'm stocking up. And even like the Lugia one though, like it's a very classy looking design. It's not like loud and flamboyant and rambunctious and annoying. You know what I mean? It's not an obnoxious design. It's kind of subdued. So
yeah,
really
none of these are really like Pokemon. Like they're very. You almost have to.
Wait, how are they like? How are they not like Pokemon?
They're not like Pokemon. They don't like have Pokemon across the chest saying Pokemon. It just kind of. It's like subtle nods. But yeah.
All right. And more anime here. Twilight Wings episode 3. Adam, did you watch it?
I watched it.
Okay, so did I. I'm gonna give a little, this. If you haven't watched it yet, little spoilers. Skip ahead a couple minutes, but I'm gonna recap. These are 6-7 minute long episodes, so I'm just gonna recap the whole thing and then we'll give our hot take. So this one starts with Hop sitting in his room watching TV, and on the TV is a battle between Leon and Bee, and Hop is with Wooloo, and Hop is like, you could tell he really admires his older brother because he's just like saying, "Oh, this is so amazing," and Charizard is, doing like all these awesome moves, and I think he even has like a Charizard toy in his hand, and he's kind of making Charizard fly around, and
yeah, he pauses it just so he can like fly around with it.
Yes. And Wooloo gets completely jelly, like totally jealous. It's the funniest thing where, even like they show like a little clip of Charizard kind of like, doing like a huff and puff, like, with some smoke coming out of his mouth, and Wooloo's trying to like, do it. It's really cute. But Wooloo is, even though Hop is like supportive of Wooloo, like, "Hey man, it's me and you, we're going to do this forever." Like you could tell Wooloo is definitely jealous to the point that Wooloo completely runs away, and being, it's a giant circular ball of floof. He ends up rolling down a mountain and like getting lost, and ends up landing into Milo's farm, which is really funny in a field of other Wooloos. So it's really, really cute. And Milo comes over, is like, where the heck did this Wooloo come from? Who are you? And sees that this is someone else's Wooloo. So he calls a Corviknight taxi over and says, hey, there's a tag on here. Take it back to this address, please. You know, this isn't my Wooloo. So they show Wooloo like sitting inside the taxi cab, like inside the actual carriage, which is really cute. And when he's in there, Wooloo is like, they get this, it's like a deep reflection, you know, kind of retrospective kind of thing where Wooloo's like thinking of, you know, like Hop admiring Charizard so much and all this kind of stuff. And he's kind of thinking like, oh man, Hop really loves Charizard, but what about me? And then they cut to Hop and he's like panicking, like flipping out, looking for Wooloo. Like he's, you know, he really loves Wooloo and he wants Wooloo to be his number one Pokemon. It's awesome. And I gotta say, the animation sequence here and the scoring of this entire episode, chef's kiss. Mwah, it's amazing. Top notch, 10 out of 10 animation.
Yeah,
10
I totally
out of 10
agree.
scoring. So amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you see Hop kind of like, you know, Wooloo, like screaming, like, where are you? Where are you? Just as Wooloo is flying over in the Corviknight taxi. And Wooloo sees him and jumps out of the taxi in midair and into Hop's arms. It's a beautiful thing. It's really hilarious. And then, you know, the guy for the taxi driver like lands, is like, I wasn't expecting you to jump out, and ends up giving Hop and Wooloo a ride home. And, you know, in the last frames of the episode, you even see Nessa with her quillfish, you know, kind of just, you know, just like giving a little bit, alluding to the next episode. So you have this whole little mini story of Hop admiring Leon, admiring Charizard, but through that showing how much he really cares about Wooloo, and not only cares about Wooloo, but wants Wooloo to be his partner Pokemon all the way through to the championship, which is really amazing. And
even though he's like,
I loved it.
He's like, Wooloo only knows tackle and defense, girl.
Yes.
Give it a
like
TM.
Headbutting. Yes. But I love this episode. This probably my favorite one out of the 3 so far. But like we were talking last time, there doesn't seem to be any cohesion between...
No, the cohesion is the Corviknight and the pilot. That is the only thing that's connected all 3 of them.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Mind has been blown.
Yeah, because Chairman Rose gets on the... Right? Takes the taxi in the first episode.
Yep.
And then... Is he in the second? Is it in the second episode too?
Yeah, because they're flying overhead looking for them, and they're in like the middle of the island.
That's right. That's so weird. So I loved it, but I just the story arcs now. I don't know if this is designed to be these little individual bite-sized episodes that don't really add up to anything, but I don't know. I can't follow an arc, and maybe it will come to a head with just Corviknight at the end, but I don't know. But what'd you think of the episode, though?
Oh, it was touching. My son loved it.
It was good, right?
He made me watch it a second time with him. So,
oh, cute, awesome. Yeah, it was amazing. I love the music. The music was absolutely phenomenal. I was blown away. All right, let's move over to the TCG and
the trading card game.
The trading card game, yes. Pokemon.com put together a fantastic article with a little bit of a deck profile. Galarian Obstagoon. Adam, take us through this.
Okay, so the whole point of this deck is evolving. Back in the day, there was a Pokemon called Crobat G. Played it down. Your opponent, you could put a damage counter on your opponent's Pokemon anywhere you like. And there was ways to get it back in your hand basically 4 times during a turn. So you could basically hit something for 50 damage and just keep scooping it up. This is a little bit different. The Zigzagoon, when you play them from your hand, they place 10 damage counters. So if you have 4 in your hand, place 4 down, you put 40 damage on something. Where it gets good is when you evolve it into Obstagoon from Galarian Linoon. you're allowed to place 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So if you placed 1 with Zigzagoon, net following turn, Rare Candy, Evolve, place 3 more, there's 4 damage counters. Boom. Just keep the four damage counters in mind. So then you've got 160 hit points. You've got a 2 energy attack, 1 dark, 1 colorless. It does 90 damage. Obstruct. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. Basic Pokemon run this format right now.
Right, and that's the tag team cards and the V cards. Most of them are basics.
Exactly.
Or all of them are, right?
Yeah, every tag team is basic.
Not the V Max cards, just regular V, because the V Max are considered an evolution, correct?
Yeah, the V Max are an evolution, but the V cards are still considered basics.
Right.
So you're stopping V cards, you're stopping EX or GX, you're stopping tag teams. Anything that's a basic Pokemon, you're stopping it. And now, Tim Bartels from Germany, he basically got 3rd place in the Oceania International Championships with this deck. Now, Pokemon.com doesn't, give the same list as his, but there are techs and stuff to get this out very fast. So essentially, turn 1, you've got Jirachis. Those have Stellar Wish. Look at the top 5. Take an item or trainer card, put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck. So basically, you play 4 of those. You play a 4/2/4 line of the Obstagoon, and then you play a bunch of different techs. And this is where it gets fun. So you're placing damage counters. And remember I talked about the 4? So Yveltal GX has a GX move. It's called Doom Count. And it says if your opponent's active Pokemon has exactly 4 damage counters on it, it's knocked out.
Oh, okay.
How wild is that? Where, you've got a tag team. Let's just say it's Mewtwo, okay? 270 hit points, or ADP, 280. You put 4 damage counters on it. You bring this bad boy up. Doom Count, knocked out.
That's sick. That's awesome. See, these are exciting plays. That's what I love, when you can have these kind of combination plays that kind of negate the power creep that we've seen with all these high hit point cards. Because if you can pull it off, and you can, because I think that the list that Pokemon.com shows only runs 1 Yveltal, right? So
yeah,
finding that card, hopefully you didn't, it's not in your prize, but if you could pull out that card, I mean, that would be such an exciting play. Being able to,
you should be able
get
to
those 4
essentially
counters at.
With
as long as it's not
quick
prized.
balls and the multiple Pokemon communications, you should be able to find it. And if not only that, you've got basically the heart of this deck is Rosa. So Rosa says you can only play this card if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. So it says search your deck for a Pokemon, Yveltal, a trainer card, Rare Candy, and a basic energy card. So you've got the Yveltal, you've got the energy, and or you've got the what is it? Because you have Jirachi active, you play the escape board. So you've got the retreat, you've got the energy, you've got the Doom Count, you're good to go. And that also, the Rosa is also the energy you need for the following turn to evolve into the Obstagoon, the Rare Candy for the Obstagoon, and it searches for the Obstagoon itself.
Wow.
So Rosa really
So cool.
makes this deck. And then there's also stuff like Mimikyu that has the ability Shadow Box. It says Pokemon GX that have any damage counters on them don't have their ability just doesn't work. So you shut off Mewtwo's, boom, done. Then there's Sableye V for 2 dark energies. It does 10 plus. It says this attack does 60 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So if they have 4 damage counters on it, that's 250 damage. If I did my math correct, right?
Awesome.
6, 12, 18, 20.
It's crazy.
Right? It just, you can make insane plays with that. And then if that wasn't bad enough, you have Breeze Away GX from Virizion GX. It says put any number of your Pokemon in play and all cards attached to them into your hand. So hypothetically, you play all 4 of your Zigzagoons down. You play, you use 2 rare candies, get 2 Obstagoons down. So you just launched 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You just launched 10 damage counters. You bring this up, breeze away, bring them all back to your hand, and do it all again the next turn.
Play him again. That's so awesome.
And that's where the strategy comes in, because you have to decide which GX move you want to use. But this deck is a lot of fun, and I did have this built a little while ago. I was messing with it and playing with it, and it's a lot of fun. It's just I only own 1 Rosa, so it kind of doesn't work as well.
Well, it's very cool, man. It's and if you guys want to hear more, strategy talk and TCG talk, make sure you check out Adam's other show, Special Conditions, that's on the network with host Josh Brown, where they dig into kind of more deck strategy and feature different TCG cards. Because, dude, I'm fired up. Like it sounds so exciting. It's just, man,
the deck really is. And with evolution cards, like I know we're talking about the Obstagoon, but there's like Cinderace. So Cinderace says when it comes from the bench to the active. So again, Jirachi with the escape board, you use its effect or whatever, you bring it back, you bring out the Cinderace, and the Cinderace says when you bring it from the bench to the active, you attach 2 fire from the discard to the active, and then for essentially 1 energy at that point, it does 190 damage, which knocks out pretty much a ton of Vs, a ton of GXs, pretty much anything that's a basic stage 1 or stage 2 that's not GX. And like that deck's really good too.
It's awesome.
It's just
so cool.
Yeah, it's just being able to get that energy on there and the consistency of the switch cards and all that stuff. Whew. But essentially the Rosa helps it. You know what I mean? You just search for the rare candy, the evolution, and an energy, and you're good to go.
Wow. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But I think we are ready to take a break. When we come back, we're going to watch our episode. We'll get our Amazon Prime video queued up and watch episode 87, Shell Shock. Adam, you ready to take a little breaky break?
Oh, I am ready.
All right, everyone. We'll be back in just a moment. And we are back from our break. Thank you guys so much for that. We have our Amazon Prime queued up and ready to go.
Wipe the sweat off my brow.
But we do have a little housekeeping to get through before we watch our episode. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/PokemonProfessor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And we've had a lot of anime talk in the Discord lately, which is really, really cool. A lot of people excited that Ash in the new series has a Gengar now. So it's been really cool hearing everybody talk about the anime. It's really, really, really fun. So $1 will get you into the Discord and join the conversation. It's great. But if Patreon isn't your thing, there's still a couple other ways you can help us out. If you're listening on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you can take a moment to leave us a review. Thank you guys so very much. All right, Adam, we got our Pokemon the Series episode 87, Shell Shock info coming over from
I can't wait to watch this Ninja Turtles episode.
I know, right? Adventures in the Orange Islands, episode 35, original release date in Japan, March 25th, 1999, as episode 89, and in the U.S., March 4th, 2000, and is currently episode 87 in the Amazon Prime lineup. So I'm ready to go if you are, man. You ready to do this?
I'm ready.
All right, let's start this thing up in 3, 2, 1. Go. So yeah, we've talked about this a couple weeks in a row now. It's official. I've adapted to the new theme. Finally.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. My son enjoys it. You know, he doesn't necessarily miss it from like the original. he's into it.
I just,
And I just,
I don't know if a lot of people would recognize this though, because this was like a weird time in the anime as far as popularity. So I don't know. Like, I think everyone just think that the I Want to Be the Very Best song has always been the theme song. For every season.
No, I know
ever
what you mean,
invented.
because there's a lot of, like, a couple of these episodes that I don't necessarily remember, but I know I'm sure I have it, like, recorded over, like, something, and then I probably didn't watch it because I watched a Digimon episode instead, and I recorded that over it. Yeah, I know. I was the worst. I was like, which one do I watch? I only have so much time before I have to go to bed.
All right, so I love the start of this episode. Again, Lapras putting in work. But it starts with the Route 1 music, and it's like, yes, Route 1. But Lapras, man, so obedient, so loyal.
Can we just say that Tracy is looking behind them with binoculars?
He's watching.
I get it, but not looking
Yeah,
where
you
he's
should
going,
probably
but
be
where he's
looking
been.
ahead, right?
And these boats are going way too fast. There's no way.
You see, but like they only had about a second heads up. But if Tracy wasn't looking behind them, they wouldn't have even had that.
I wonder why they're in such a hurry.
Well, still.
And
Hey,
it's like there's
mysterious
another
island.
random island.
Let's go check it out, guys. Do they have snacks? Do you think they can finally get lunch?
No, these poor kids got to eat. See, if Brock
No,
was
there's a lot of
around,
things
like
that have been consistent that bother me, and I will bring them up later in the podcast. But for now, Lapras actually gets a well-deserved break. Woo!
So,
just arrived on the island that's recently become the object of so much speculation.
you know,
Call back to
it's
the
funny.
TV reporter.
I know, but like
In the
shoulder-mounted
TCG.
cameras, like it'd be funny to see like if a kid watches this and be like, "What is that giant camera on his shoulder?"
Yeah, where's his iPhone?
Nice job.
Bika.
Mystery?
Historic explorations.
Sounds like this could be interesting. Why don't we
So-
follow
Let's
and
go
find
follow him.
out? Yeah.
All right, look, another acronym here. PXTV, right? Pokemon what TV? Like, what is the X? Remember the last episode on Officer
Extraordinary?
Jenny's thing? It's like, what are these acronyms?
Lie the fossilized remains of the long-extinct Pokemon, Kabuto. Caught in a fisherman's net a week ago, experts working round the clock have determined that it was
So
somehow
I like
dislodged from its
how
ancient resting place on this island
they
and
they
lifted into
adapt the
international
lore of
spotlight.
fossil Pokemon, into the anime. This is cool.
I guess there aren't too many Kabuto fossils around, huh?
It's
Yeah, this is
cool,
like a major
but it
find, and
makes me
Pokemon
upset.
archaeologists from all over doing
Why?
this stuff.
Look,
Let's see.
it clearly registers that as a Kabuto. If that was just like a rock, it would not register it. But that knows that it's a living Kabuto. That is a
Well,
Kabuto
yeah,
fossil.
it's dude. Don't sleep on Dexter. He knows.
From the director of the archaeological team. Can we speak to you?
Yeah, but it didn't have information on Togepi, right?
Nurse Joy?
Well, it's only programmed for Kanto Pokemon, and clearly, the Orange Islands are part of Kanto.
All right.
Please tell us just what
But yeah,
the
no,
startling
and like
clues
this
are.
is so funny because like
Legend has it
the
that the
like
oil from Kabuto
TV
shells
reporter,
not
that's
only brings
been a
good
card in the
luck, but it
TCG
makes
for a
people
long
live
time.
forever.
Right.
So it's just it's just funny to like
That's impossible,
have
but
that
there could be some
iteration
basis
in
to the legend, and Kabuto
in
oil
Pokemon. I
may
mean, I
be
know
the
we've
greatest
seen,
historic
Jesse and
importance
James
to
dress up as
mankind.
TV reporters and
Fascinating.
stuff.
Nurse Joy? Huh? We want to volunteer to help you with the excavation.
Look how cute
I'm an
Pikachu
experienced
looks.
Pokemon watcher, and we can help you record what you find. Please, just give us all a chance.
Oh, well,
And I want to be in front of the camera too, guys. Get out of the way.
I'll do my best to bring back one of those Kabuto fossils. Hey, Mom, it's me, Ash.
Hey, Professor Oak, remember me? I'm Tracy.
I love, it's like Misty's always the voice of reason. Like, you're embarrassing us. Like, chill.
Making us look stupid. Stop it.
And of course,
And Team Rocket
yep,
coming in with the Magikarp boat.
what a TV crew could be
pedal power, the pedal-powered Magikarp sub.
But there's electronics inside the sub, so it's a mix.
Okay, is everybody ready?
Hey!
This dedicated
And I like this because the exploration team has like Machogues and Rhyhorns.
Yeah.
Or Rhydon, sorry.
Well, and they're kind
Growlithe?
of, you know, they're dressed like the Rangers that we kind of saw on Pinken Island.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool, like that continuity.
Those Kabuto fossils just better watch out for me.
Creepy.
And it's so creepy just the way his face is too. Because it's like, even
know.
though it's like shadowed out perfectly, you can still tell that he's creepy.
Yeah, there's like
Like they
highlights.
purposely, yeah, they highlight his creepiness.
Yes, very creepy.
We're about to begin our climb along a treacherous mountain path, but these brave explorers seem incapable of fear.
I don't know if I'd feel safe.
Dude, I love James. Like I know I say it every episode, but dude, James is the absolute best character in the anime.
He's the only one dressed like he's ready to go.
I know, like Jessie's still in her like Team Rocket uniform. He's dressed like an explorer.
Oh, and then animals have sense. So here's Growlithe. Oh, we know something's up.
Like Indiana Jones, like Boulder comes rolling down at them.
Why wouldn't you just throw Togepi in front of it? Oh, I saw somebody's
Togepi
foot.
never goes into Pokeball.
Well, it hatched straight from an egg. So I don't think
Yeah, right.
technically it has an owner. It just loves Misty the most.
Macho, get in there and block that rock.
Why did they run in the first place if Machoke could have done that?
Why didn't they just move to the side?
The superpower pair of Machoke have saved the day.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Stone cast safely aside.
I love it. And then when they throw it off the side, it's just like, poor James.
It's
man.
James.
It's the worst.
He's like, oh, I'll see you later,
so
guys.
Good. So good.
As if nothing's wrong.
So this is kind of like, you know, the spider sense here. You know, the little, just like the Growlithe kind of had knew something was up. It's like Pikachu and even Ash, like something's going on, and then you get our little creepy silhouette again. Oh, ha!
This is it.
Ah. Hee-hoo, ha. And it cuts to like this open little lake area on the well, I mean, it's got like a little cave in it. But reporting live
I
from
love
a
this,
hole.
like a horn drill. Like they're using. I like how they're using the Pokemon to actually like do jobs. It's pretty cool.
I hope they get paid for handsomely with these. I mean,
Here's
rare
a Pokepuff.
candies and rare candies, Pokepuffs.
Yo, Misty's like, who knew finding fossils are such hard work? It's like, you know, Tracy's like looking with a magnifying glass. Ash has a pick, and Misty's just sitting on her butt. And she's like, this is such hard work.
And Pikachu's even got a pick.
Yeah, but it's all worth it. Just
Dude, they
And
almost died
die.
right there.
Yep. And like, how honestly, how did this guy manage to knock over all of those boulders all at the same time?
He's got skills.
Hurry, run for it! This excavation is off to a rocky start, as it doesn't
Oh, I love that. It's such cool animation.
Yeah, that was sick.
She's like, you know, I love it. It's just like, keep the camera rolling the whole time, even though we're fearing for our lives. Like, make sure you get this.
Amazing! For the second time today, a Pokemon
See, Misty, the voice of reason, realizing that this is too coincidental here. This has got to be like, you know, something's up.
Nope. Pikachu notices someone.
Chasing the silhouette man.
What if maybe these
Even when he's in the bright light, he's still silhouette.
Get rid of us. Come on, this island is deserted.
Maybe you're right.
Dude, Ash going in, dude.
I know, he flanked him.
what are you doing?
Dude, it's so scary.
So, he's the one who's been dropping those rocks.
Still.
Nigga.
Plain light. Still can't see him. But who's that
It's
Pokemon?
Pikachu!
It's the guy. It's the guy.
Yeah, it's the man in black. It's
Ah,
Will
it's
Smith.
Ponyta. It's Will Smith.
What do you want with us?
Leave this island before it's too late.
She still got the microphone up to her mouth. It's so good.
That's the guy. You still can't see him. Oh,
Dude, he's so creepy.
he is. And it's like, how? Like, where does he live on this island? Where does he live?
know.
He's got a seashell necklace.
What?
He looks like he's from the Alola region.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the guy who's
But he's
got
like, he
those
literally,
buttons
like, they asked, like, hey, you the one causing these accidents? It's like, you really should have said, are you the one that almost killed us 5 times already?
Are you the one who's responsible for all the accidents with those boulders?
But he owns up to it.
Now, a shocking revelation as this deranged old man claims responsibility for these brutal attacks.
I'm not that old, and I'm definitely not
Steals the
deranged.
microphone. All right,
So
guys,
awesome,
get off
dude.
this
He's
island.
so great.
Big favor!
You call those rocks favors?
It's so funny.
Done is put all our lives in danger.
Pikachu!
That's
Now
not true. I
that,
tried to
because
scare
I
you
watched this
off
with
to
Chanel,
protect
and
you
she's
from
like,
danger.
that is that would be a beautiful painting.
Danger.
Tell us what you're talking about.
I'll tell everybody.
Hey!
And it would, with like the moon being all pink and
With
like
pink,
purples
yeah.
in the sky. Yeah.
Prophecy. When the scavengers arrive, the
Dude,
moon
who
will
are you?
glow
Yeah,
and
tell him,
be
Misty,
ready.
tell him.
The land itself
Voice
will
of
vanish
reason.
And be swallowed by the sea.
He's like, I just live in a tree somewhere.
What does that mean?
If you disturb this island, you will bring about great
Dude, I love this guy.
But we didn't come here because we wanted to do any harm to the island. We came here to study Kabuto fossils, and that's all. We don't want to harm anything.
You cannot disturb what lies
Oh, dude, he's mad now.
You to start blaming us.
See, he should have
He's so
just said it.
salty.
He should have just said,
You're the one who's
you know what I mean?
disturbing
Like,
the
he's
island
still
by
keeping
rolling those
secrets. He's
boulders
gonna
and
roll
causing
boulders
those
and try to kill
rockslide,
people, but
mister.
he's not gonna just, like, fess up. Like, dude, share the info.
Yeah, just yeah,
stop arguing
'cause
and
if-
get off the island.
First off, if they knew, they would have just taken one. You know what I mean?
Let's see.
Right, right.
All right.
And he's just sitting there like, it's gonna happen any moment, and I'm just gonna sit here and watch.
It's like, hey, I found another one. They're everywhere, dude. It's like the entire wall.
I like that he looked on the floor though,
There's
and
no
I don't
doubt
see any on
about
the
it.
floor.
This is a genuine Kabuto.
Oh, yeah.
Nurse Joy's so excited. They're everywhere.
Discovered an actual Kabuto fossil exclusively on PX TV.
She just rips it off the wall.
Hey, I just found another one.
Huh?
This is a fossil too. And
Dude,
this
Ash, they've been
really
stumbling
is
into some
here.
pretty interesting things. Like, it's
It looks like the
you got to
walls of
give
this
kudos
cave
to
are made of
Lapras
Kabuto
again, just taking
fossils.
them to all these crazy places. Who are you, dude?
Look like fossils.
See, these may just look like rocks, but they're actually
Telling you, it's like
Kabuto
Indiana
shells.
Jones. You take the thing and it takes the whole place
Wow,
out.
this is amazing.
This underground graveyard grotto
And
is
there's-
actually a mammoth
Oh my
mausoleum,
goodness.
a monument constructed by
She's so excited that all this is happening right now.
It's the perfect way to introduce Team Rocket. It's so dramatic,
This island will bring disaster.
We're not disturbing, we're collecting.
so serious.
Well, at least we know James is alive. That's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, the cave's caving in.
He should be extra doubly mad at the old creepy guy.
Our exclusive report is taking yet another dramatic twist. What could it be this time?
I love that with like the galaxy in the background. It's cool.
Prepare for trouble.
And Meowth just gets the black and white.
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce
Kabuto
the
booty.
evil with love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Just
Now he's mad. Oh
Yeah,
my
and
goodness.
well now he's finally saying it. Like,
blast off at the speed of light.
Like, why didn't you say that 45 minutes ago? We could have been in and out.
Prepare to fight.
Me, yeah, that's right.
He throws the bomb to Misty. Oh my god.
I know.
Stay and snipe, but we've got to haul away this beauteous bounty of Kabuto booty.
Yeah, good job,
There
Ash.
you go, Ash. Just throw it against the wall.
Oh, if you disturb
Well, I guess it's
All the
better than
Caputo.
blowing himself or his friends up.
Oh,
giving you something
Team
They
Rocket.
make the strongest nets.
Yeah, that's like thousands of Kabuto in one grab.
Ash, it's gonna explode! Throw it away!
No, it's all about the ratings. Look at the beautiful painting.
Aww. I like how the moon was rising just as fast as the balloon was.
Behavior is simply
Oh,
abominable, isn't
it
it?
melts
The
the stone.
prophecy.
A trio of
It like the moon sign, the moon light basically melts the stone off of their bodies, and it just becomes
Don't you TV
oh,
people
oh
care
brown
about
and Kabuto like.
We won the shell game.
Do they? I love. They look like Jawas from Star Wars, and their eyes light up. So cool. I would be freaked out. Like, look how creepy that looks. And the old dude's like, "I told you."
Gotta get those fossils back!
Reporting live from this cave.
You let's
Our impending doom.
And why do the Kabutos attack the camera?
Because they don't want any record. They're smart. They know.
new fossils move. What's happening?
They all like fuse together and become a tidal wave of Kabutos.
It's like a wishy-washy
That's impossible.
of Kabuto.
As
Yep.
incredible as it may seem, the ancient Kabuto fossils now appear to be alive.
Dude, James is the best.
Everything we've shot is in there.
Dude, they've blasted off in the most ridiculous ways, like the last 10 episodes. All these random weird islands, man. It's a weird place.
They should have just called
I
it
like
the,
how she just calls them
Banana
Joy. Hey,
Islands.
Joy. What'd he say?
I said they should have just called it the Banana Islands instead of the Orange Islands.
Because they are bananas. Because everything's bananas.
Yeah, everything's bananas.
Come on, we're leaving.
Leaving?
Now,
Why? What's
now this is what I was talking about
Let's get
earlier.
everyone off
What
this
really
island
bothers me
immediately.
is that
I don't
there are
understand.
hundreds,
Something wrong?
hundreds of Kabutos.
Huh?
And Ash isn't like, I want to battle one and capture it. And that bothers me. He wants to be the very best there ever was. He wants to catch them all. Like that. Like this is the early episodes. That's what this whole show is supposed to be about.
He
Catching
doesn't
them
want.
all.
Well, he
and being the
clearly
best.
doesn't want to catch them all. He wants to catch them all but one, I guess.
The island is breaking apart.
I have a sour grape with the fact that there are so and they make up the entire island. Look at them all just running. Pokeball go. Boom.
Yeah, just
Caught one.
grab them. Like the Tauros.
And look at this. Where'd they get all this rope? Like this is all done within like minutes. They have an
They
entire
had all
raft.
those. They had a whole scientific team with supplies. The Machoke were carrying boxes.
I didn't see any backpacks. I saw them
The
take the
Kabuto are like
backpacks down.
Mentos into diet soda.
That's exactly. If you wanted to know exactly how this episode is, it's you take Mentos and you hold on to the bottle of Coke, and then you quickly throw them in, twist the cap, shake it, and then let it rip.
Get on the raft! Yo, Lapras coming through once again.
And look at this.
Yeah.
She picks Staryu, Squirtle, and Goldeen. Here, grab some rope. And clearly Lapras is like pulling everyone. But I like how they measure it, where like Lapras isn't in the middle, like pulling.
Dude, you're always so technical.
Oh, I gotta be technical.
I love it, dude.
But like the effort that
so
all
funny.
three of all of them are putting in is equal. But clearly Lapras has the more like torque. Yeah, the whole island that they were on cliffs and mountains. They were just randomly stepping over Kabutos. That doesn't even make sense.
Dude, the sea is filled with Kabuto, man.
How are they floating? How are they swimming? Nothing makes sense
Part of the
anymore.
prophecy, man. They said the land will vanish. The prophecy.
Oh, someone throw a Pokeball, quick! Look, Tracy's just like, I'll draw it so we can remember it, guys. But somebody should really catch one.
Yeah, like at least one.
So the next time that we get captured by Meowth, we can have it explain its prophecy and why its friends are where they are and why they are doing that.
The land itself will vanish.
That's what bothers me, is that stuff like this. Meowth, perfect opportunity. Perfect. They just choose not to.
So 2 funky islands now that they're keeping incomplete. 2 amazing things happen 2 episodes in a row, 2 separate islands, and they're keeping secrets. Not going to let anyone know about Pinkin Island, not going to let anyone know about the Kabuto.
I didn't believe the prophecy and the warnings you gave
Which,
us. I think it's
ironically,
Who was Professor
has a
Oak's
pink,
friend with the
pink
Kabuto
moon,
in the beginning?
A pink moon. What was that?
Remember Professor Oak's friend that had the Kabuto outfit?
Oh, what was his name?
Forget. He lived in the mansion. Man, I forget.
Dr. I don't know.
I don't know. That's good trivia for Pokemon Crossroads to look up for us.
We don't know.
So again, another episode. No GS Ball, no Orange League, just weird sidewinders. And then they can't even talk about it ever again because they say they're going to keep a secret and take it to the grave.
I don't know. This leaves me with more questions than it did with like anything else.
I don't know. I hear it, Adam.
I have a pack of Sword and Shield.
All right, let's see what you get, man. It's booster time.
All right. Oh, it's a white code, so possibly something.
Whoop.
Metal Energy, Ordinary Rod, Bead, Reboot, Ball Toy, Chinchou, Krabby, Minchino, Galarian Ponyta. My reverse holo is a Raboot. And it's a holo Toxicroak.
Okay, well that's better than a non-holo.
Which is cool. Okay, now to be honest, I've been practicing a game on. I've been practicing with a deck from TCGO that just involves like a 3/3 Toxicroak because it says put 2 more damage counters on your opponent's poison Pokemon during your opponent's checkup, the Pokemon checkup. So if you get out like 2 of these, and then there's a Spinnerack from Celestial Storm that is a Spider Trap, you get to choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, bring it active, they're asleep and poisoned. So if they're poisoned,
cool.
They take 10 in between turns. You get this thing out, you're going to do 50 damage in between turns. You get all 3 out, you're doing 70 damage a turn. And if they're asleep and they can't retreat, but every deck basically plays 4 switch cards. And there's Dust Island. So Dust Island says if your opponent uses a switch card, the poison stays. So
like rather than getting reset from bringing it to the bench.
Yep, exactly. So it's
that's cool.
I'm working on a special conditions deck, so I'm trying to have some fun with it, but it's tough. It's not easy because people just play switches.
All right, I don't have a physical booster, so I'm going to open a booster in TCGO.
Oh, I was going to say I have another pack.
Well, I mean, if you're really chomping at the bit and itching to open another pack, I mean, I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah, I am.
Okay,
I still have one for Insta Booster tomorrow, so that's all that matters. All right, this one's a green code, so my luck is not there. But Psychic Energy, Quick Ball, Galvantula, Air Balloon, Blipbug, Rhyhorn, Clobbopus, Goldeen, Rosalia. My reverse holo is a Ferrothorn, and my rare is a Lapras. There we go.
Okay. Well, at least it's in the theme of the episode. It's not too good of a card, but...
Well, how do you know? I mean, it only costs 4 water energies, and it does 70 damage.
Oh, no.
You may put 2 energy attached to your Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. Okay, so that's a pretty brutal attack, but it costs a lot.
All right, so I'm going to open a pack of Sword and Shield on TCGO since I have not been out of the house to get packs and I'm socially isolated. I have a Sword and Shield here in TCGO, so let's see what we got. Okay. Psychic Energy, Baltoy, Blipbug, Sobble, Galarian Ponyta, Vitality Band, Reboot, Sudowoodo, Reverse Hollow is a Hop, and my rare is...
Let's see what you get.
A non-hollow Whimsicott. Well, that's that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, I had to update the game, so it was taking forever, but so sorry about that. All right, but everyone, thank you guys so much for checking out the show. We really do appreciate it. Please email us, info@gottawatchemall.com. Check out gottawatchemall.com for our everything about the show, and you can also get our full feed there or listen to every episode. You can send us a voicemail, text, or picture to 732-835-8639. And Adam, if you don't have anything else, that is officially a show.
That is officially the show.
All right. Awesome, everyone. Thanks again for listening. And remember, if you can't be out there catching them all, come hang out with us and watch them all. We'll see you next week.